Shalom, peace and blessings. Today finna be a good read, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming out of the complete, ultimate 84 book Apocryphal, including Enoch, Jasher, Jubilees, the Apocrypha as we know it, plus extra Lost Gospels, Apocalypse, I don't even know how to say that word. PCUD geography, grapha, something. Deuteronocanon. That sounds funny. But yeah, just a lot of different books from different time periods and stuff. Martyrs and different stuff like that. But I read the book of the book of the Ascension of Isaiah, and it was deep, so I wanted to bring that out, through the spirit of the Most High. He the scriptures say the duty of a king is first it say, the scriptures say it is the glory of the Most High to conceal a thing, but it's the duty of a king to search out a matter. So, read into these different books, man. Yeah. I know y'all see it blinking. You feel me? Shout out to bro, sir. It's 11 chapters in the book of the Ascension of Isaiah. It's going to be going into his death and some of the visions and things that the Most High showed him. So, chapter 1, verse 1. And it came to pass in the 26th year of the reign of Hezekiah. What's that say? Hezekiah, king of Judah. Hezekiah. Is that supposed to be Hezekiah? Not sure. King of Judah, that he called Manasseh his son. Now he was his only one, and he called him into the presence of Isaiah, the son of Amos the prophet. I think this is about Hezekiah. It's supposed to be. Yeah, it's Hezekiah. Well, it's a one error right here. It say Hezekiah, but it's supposed to be Hezekiah. Okay. It says, Hezekiah, king of Judah, that he called Manasseh his son. Now he was his only one. And he called him into the presence of Isaiah, the son of Amos the prophet, and into the presence of Josiah, the son of Isaiah, in order to deliver unto him the words of righteousness, which the king himself had seen. Right? Come on, man. Let's see. And on the eternal judgments and torments of Gehenna and of the prince of this world. You see that? And of the prince of this world. So, I feel like they took this out because this is directly addressing spiritual wickedness in high places. Gehenna. Let's see if we could Google Gehenna and see what that means. Gehenna is a Hebrew word that refers to a place of punishment in Jewish Christian eschatology, eschatology. eschatology, or the doctrine of last things. It is usually translated as hell in the New Testament. Okay, so this is torments of the pit, basically, hell. And of the eternal judgments and torments of Gehenna, and of the prince of this world, and of his angels, and his authorities and his powers. Right? Now, let's get that precept we all familiar with. What I said, Ephesians, right? 6:13. All right, Ephesians chapter 6, starting at what, 12? Right? It say, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So, of course, it's talking about high places, meaning the higher-ups, people that have position and status of power and authority and leader rulership. But they get their power from the prince of the darkness of the air, which is the spiritual darkness that is talking about in reference. Whereof take unto you the whole armor of Yah, that ye may be able to withstand in that evil day, and having done all to stand. That evil day is when this Gehenna will be collected with all the souls in it, and the judgment of all the souls on earth, all the angels that transgress, you know what I'm saying? It say, and the words of the faith of the beloved, which he himself had seen in the 15th year of his reign during his illness, talking about Hezekiah, and he delivered unto him the written words which Samnas the scribe had written, and also those which Isaiah the son of Amos had given to him, and also to the prophets, that they might write and store up with him what he himself had seen in the king's house regarding the judgment of the angels and the destruction of this world, and regarding the garments of the saints and their going forth. The garments of the saints and their going forth. Garments of the saints meaning their angelic bodies that they're going to go forth with in that kingdom. And regarding their transformation and the persecution and ascension of the beloved. That's deep. Hold on. Verse 6. It say, in the 20th year of the reign of Hezekiah, Isaiah had seen the words of this prophecy and had delivered them to Josaph his son. And whilst he, Hezekiah, gave commands, Josaph the son of Isaiah standing by, Isaiah said to Hezekiah the king, but not in the presence of Manasseh, only did he say unto him, as the Lord liveth, and the spirit which speaketh in me liveth, all these commands and these words will be made of none effect by Messiah thy son, and through the agency of his hands I shall depart mid the torture of my body. From the sounds of it, it just sounded like, because Manasseh was on some evil stuff, right? So it sounded like Isaiah telling Hezekiah, your son is going to be because of him that this is not recorded and seen, I guess. I'm going to read it again. Said to Hezekiah the king, but not in the presence of Manasseh. Only did he say, so he wasn't even speaking in his presence, right? As the Lord liveth, the spirit which speaketh and liveth in me, right? So he's speaking by the spirit. All these commands and these words will be made of none effect by Manasseh thy son. So we telling them, like, and that's how you know we in the end times and knowledge is increasing, because the Most High said people ain't gonna be reading this, and now we at the end times, and now people are reading this. I ain't the only one that got this, you know what I'm saying? And through the agency of his hands I shall depart mid the torture of my body. And Samael Malclary will serve Manasseh, and execute all his desire, and he will become a follower of Beliar rather than of me. You know, Manasseh, son of Hezekiah, was down bad. And many in Jerusalem and in Judea he will cause to abandon the true faith, and Beliar will dwell in Manasseh. You see that? It says Satan, Beliar, however you want to say his name, will dwell in Manasseh. Wow. Son of your... And by his hands I shall be sawn asunder. This is what Isaiah is saying to Hezekiah. And by his hand I'll be sawn asunder. I'm telling him what he's going to do. And when Hezekiah heard these words, he wept very bitterly and rent his garment and placed earth upon his head and fell on his face. I was just talking to my wife about this, about the way they used to grieve, and the way when something just terrible happened and they felt ashamed and felt like, man, humble, like just the worst way to humble yourself. Throw dirt on your head, walk around with dirt on your head and your face to the ground. Like, yeah, it's crazy. And Isaiah said to Hezekiah, the beloved have made of none effect thy design, and the purpose of thy heart will not be accomplished. For with this calling have I been called, and I shall inherit the heritage of the beloved. I kind of take that to say this, because Hezekiah was righteous. The Most High, he kind of was messing up, but the Most High still gave him mercy when he repented, and gave him extra time to live. And I'm sure he found favor with the Most High. But as we just read, Isaiah telling him what you always wanted. I don't know what his plans was exactly, but the things that he wanted to do and pass down to his son eventually to get him to do, pass on something, it wasn't gonna happen. So, but he said he gonna inherit the inheritance of the beloved. So Hezekiah got a greater inheritance to look forward to than what he could have did here on earth. Much greater. So, chapter 2. It said, and it came to pass after that Hezekiah died and Manasseh became king, that he did not remember the commands of Hezekiah his father, but forgot them. And Samael abode in Manasseh and clung fast to him. That's probably a demon, Samael, or a wicked prophet. I don't know exactly. And Manasseh forsook the service of the Most High of his father, and he served Satan and his angels and his powers. And he turned aside the house of his father, which had been before the face of Hezekiah, from the words of wisdom and from the service of the Most High Yah. And Manasseh turned aside his heart to serve Beliar for the angel of lawlessness. It says, who is the ruler of this world? Is Beliar, whose name is Mentambuchus, and he delighted in Jerusalem because of Manasseh, and he made him strong in the apostatizing Israel and in the lawlessness which were spread abroad in Jerusalem. I'm finna look that up and see who that is real quick. It's an angel. Mantabuchus, in the Bible is another name for Beliar, Belial, the angel of lawlessness and ruler of the world. Is also identified as Samael and Satan. So Samael. So when it says Samael, it was in him. That's what it was talking about. Wow. Samael is not the same as Samuel either. Okay. Lawlessness of this world. It means demonic intention, lawlessness. That's what that means. Okay. Verse 5, it says, and witchcraft and magic increased in divination and aggravation and fornication and adultery, and the persecution of the righteous by Manasseh and Belacliera. It's giving him all the names. And Tobiah the Canaanite, and John of Anathoth, and by Zadok, the chief of the works, and the rest of the acts. Behold, they are written in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel. Right? We familiar with some of it, but a lot of the history you see they took out. And it's probably because of Manasseh. Some type of way we even found it. Because you can't outsmart the Most High. He do all of this stuff. He let these liars up in the air do what they do. But it's all about his power. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Most High not doing nothing wicked. He got the goofies to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's trying to persecute the brethren day and night, because they the ones know that they got a judgment too. That's what people don't talk about. Like they just doing this willy nilly and then they just gonna get off scot free. No, nah. So it say, and when Isaiah the son of Amos saw the lawlessness which was being perpetrated in Jerusalem, and the worship of Satan and his wantonness, he withdrew from Jerusalem and settled in Bethlehem of Judah. Wow. He went to Bethlehem. He went to go rest where that bread was at, man, and got fed. You know what I'm saying? For a time, man. And there was much lawlessness. Dang. And withdrawing from Bethlehem, he settled on a mountain in the desert. He had to go to the wilderness, man. In the desert, man. And Micaiah the prophet, and the aged Anias, and Joel and Habakkuk the prophets, and his son Joseph, and many of the faithful who believed in the ascension into heaven, withdrew and settled on the mountain. So it pointed out that they believed in the ascension into heaven, which is why they seen the Mashiach glorious days and seen and foreshadowed him, because only by him will we ascend into heaven. No other way. No other way. You ain't Enoch, I'm not Enoch. Or Elijah. For real. Verse 10, it say, they were all clothed with garments of hair, and they were all prophets, and they had nothing with them but were naked, and they all lamented with a great lamentation because of the going astray of Israel. Sometimes they'll do that for humiliation, to like literally humble themselves like beasts. Like, you know, it ain't nothing crazy. Like it says, and these eat nothing save wild herbs. See, they didn't eat nothing but herbs, which they gathered on the mountains, and having cooked them, and they lived thereon together with Isaiah the prophet. And they spent 2 years of days on the mountains of hills. And after this, whilst they were in the desert, there was a certain man in Samaria named Berechiah of the family of Zedekiah, the son of Canaan, a false prophet, whose dwelling was in Bethlehem. Now Hezekiah, the son of Shaniah, who was the brother of his father, and in the days of Ahab, king of Israel, had been the teacher of the 400 prophets of Baal. So this where he come from, Jezebel. Had himself smitten and reproved Micaiah, the son of Amada the prophet. And Micaiah had been reproved by Ahab and cast into prison. And he was with Zedekiah the prophet. They were with Ahaziah the son of Ahab, king of Samaria, and Elijah the prophet of T-Bone of Gilead was reproving Ahaziah and Samaria, and prophesied regarding Ahaziah that he should die on his bed of sickness, and that Samaria should be delivered into the hand of Naz, because he had slain the prophets of Yah. And when the false prophets who were with Ahaziah, son of Ahab, and their teachers, Jalerigus of Mount Joel had heard. Now he was the brother of Zedekiah, when they persecuted Ahaziah, the king of Agaran, and slew Micaiah. It's a scripture that come to mind that I want to look up, because it's another topic, and it goes to the serpent seed, the seed of the woman and the seed of the serpent, going back to Genesis 3, right? Okay. What Messiah said? He said that, let's look this up. Matthew 23, 35. All right. It says 34. Matthew 23, 34. Wherefore, behold, I send unto you the prophets, and wise men, and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues, and persecute them from city to city. Nothing new than what we reading right here in Isaiah. Just a different time. And the Messiah clarifying, right? Telling you, oh, y'all gonna keep doing this. Persecuting and killing the prophets. That upon you may come all the righteous bloodshed upon the earth. From the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias. So from Abel all the way to Zacharias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. Right? He deserved, he was in wrong, right? But who was that didn't want to kill the Most High anointed? But the Most High was like, you still gonna get up out of here. And I'm gonna use one of yous to do it, because he was anointed by God, but y'all still killed his anointed. David knew not to make that mistake with Saul. So, but this my thing with that. Did some way Cain, because it's talking about Cain killing Abel, did Cain seed somehow get intermingled with Israel? I wonder. That's crazy, brother, to think about. I got another precept. Hold on. Dang. Oh, that's crazy, though. For real. Revelation 18. Revelation 18, chapter 24 says, and in her was found the blood of the prophets and the saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. Right, I thought about that too. Babylon, talking about the whore. Bro, this is why this theory of mine, I believe it to be true, bro. I didn't know it was gonna come to this. I'm gonna point this out, and I'm gonna say this, and it's documented I'm gonna do more research on it. I got a book that hinted to this, and I'm like, that makes a lot of freaking sense. Excuse me, dang. But I'm gonna say it. Think about the time period. I done said this before. I done said this before on live or something, or on my story. When you look at the Jewish, the Roman Catholics, the true Israelites, the Jews, if you will, the real Jews. Then you have the Moors, who were Jews as well. You got all these people bundled up. Different agendas, different time periods, different shit, right? But they all have a connection, and that connection goes back to Jerusalem. It go back to Jerusalem because when you read in the times of the Messiah, who was in those lands? In Judea? Who lived amongst Judeans? Idumeans. Idumeans lived amongst Judeans. So I get why people use the Cain concept. The Cain concept, and try to tie him to Esau. But it's not. Possibly. It's something because from Cain to Esau, but you still can't forget about Israel. You got Judah, you got Dan, Judas. All these play a factor in this, bro, because Idumeans was Jews. Idumeans was Jews that lived in Judea at the time. They had a percentage in the Sanhedrin because they didn't have kings no more. They had a priest. They had priest and then like a governing party. You know what I'm saying? Called the Sanhedrin. And you had scribes, you had priests. So the scribes was the study dudes. You had the priests, you had the Pharisees, you had the Sadducees. The Sadducees, I believe, from my study and stuff, I think, if I'm not mistaken, about 30% Idumean, Edomite. So, with that being said, when the Messiah was telling them, oh, y'all go back to Abraham, okay. You still of your father, the devil. You of your father, the devil. And by you, all righteous blood shed will be by your hands upon the face of the earth. Then you see, but that's why I said, I think Judah, they want to be so high and mighty, but we play a hand in this as a nation, bro. You sold your brother before. Because what else is it talking about? When it's talking about the serpent seed. I want to keep going in this, but I really got to get some more clarification. Mm, oh, that's also in Matthew 23:37. Okay, that's still in the same chapter. Yeah, Messiah exposing them. So let's keep reading in that then. When it say he slew from the blood of Abel unto Zacharias. He slew him between the altar. Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee. How often would I have gathered thy children together, even as hen chickens under her wings, and ye would not, because your house is left unto you desolate. And I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth, till ye shall say, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Ooh. And there you go. And we see who killed Isaiah. And who is these people talking about right here? And in the context, it's talking about Jews. We killed our own people. It just said Hezekiah, son, the king, his son. And then Esau done crept his way up in there. Esau done crept in there. You know when we got took out the first time and Jerusalem got trodden down by Babylon, who was the first ones to creep up in there like? Yeah. They probably grabbed the ephod, tried to put it on their chest. You know what I'm saying? Same thing in Jerusalem in 70 AD. But before that, let's go back a little bit. You get Herodian kings, Edomite kings, and governors in Jerusalem, holding positions of power, living in Judah with the Jews. Make you do question the color of Esau. Make you do question the color, because it's like, If Esau was white, and look, I still hold that position myself to this day. I'm critically thinking about something that just don't make sense right now. Because if Esau was living with the Jews in the time of Yahushua, faced right there, motherfucker, and how they look, it wasn't no clear distinction, like, or were they amongst the Jews as if they was really Jews for real? I don't know. My gotta do more study. I'm saying I don't know myself. They was a part of the Sanhedrin. They was high in governing powers. I'm sure niggas knew the difference. I'm sure niggas knew the difference. But going into history down the line now, we have a son of perdition, of man of sin that is gonna come. And where you think his line gonna come from? You see what I'm saying? All this is gonna connect and it's gonna make so much sense, because it's a confederacy with all these nations. Even Israel, they self, is in a confederacy against their own self. Because it's about the elect of Israel, who's really, I don't know. I feel like I don't know if y'all get the position, because now fast forward from 70 AD, the Romans, Esau has stepped foot in Rome. Before that, Israelites ruled in Rome. You could get that back in Maccabees. In Maccabees, to talk about how we had Israelite brothers that went to Rome and they made a confederacy with us when the Edomites, the Macedonians, the Greeks tried to take down Jerusalem. Due to that, what's his name? Esau got mingled with Judah. Rome was still Israel, mixed with other nations. So then, fast forward time later, Rome is a superpower, and the Greeks have to infiltrate it. The Greeks had to infiltrate Rome and take the power from the people originally who had it. So you get these mixtures of all these peoples. And then history, the Jews get taken out of Jerusalem. And the sword is going after them into all nations. And righteous people are now martyred and killed for teaching Yahushua. From the Romans, from the Jews, from the Jew and the Gentile. They was all persecuting so-called, what they would call Christians, but Messianic Jews and Gentiles that believed, martyred and killed. So now the whore in Revelation is drunken with the blood of the saints. And we know they go back to the Pope, the Catholic Church, if you will, the Ish people, if you will, Islam. I'm sorry. Look at the Indian slave trade, the Sahara slave trade. Why all these different groups got their hand in killing the faithful? Man, bro. I'm telling you, Esau, Levi, Dan. Y'all niggas on watch, nigga. I'm like, for real? I need somebody to help me do a study party search for these missing pieces, man. Because Messiah, he pointing it out, though. He telling you, like, you're of your father, the devil. And man, let's get that. Hold on. Let's get that. It's crazy. It's crazy. John 8. He getting that Pharisee talk. 44. So 44. Let's get some context. John 8. And we gonna get back to Isaiah, man. We gonna get there. Hold on. John 8. 30. Right, they was talking about being free. Right, no, we ain't never. Let's get the context. 33. John 8:33. They answer him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? Hold on, wait a minute. Weren't y'all down to the damn Macedonians? To the Persians? To the Medes? To the Babylonians? To the Egyptians? Let's read it again. They answered him, "We be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man." That be a lie, for one. Because even the Edomites was slaves at a point. They were servants to Judah. Come on, man. Come on. Ye shall be made free. They're like, how? Yahushua answered them, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth forever." If the Son, therefore, shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. Messiah put him on game too. Sin free. He told him you got to be sin free. The only way you could be sin free is through me. So you already forfeiting your ticket, buddy. Verse 37. I know that ye are Abraham's seed. I know that. But ye seek to kill me. Why is that? Because my word have no place in you. I speak that which I have seen with my Father. Seen with him, out the same eyes. You know what I'm saying? And ye do that which ye have seen with your father. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahushua said unto them, if you were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham. The works. Have faith. But now ye seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth, which I have heard of Yahweh. This did not Abraham. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one Father, even Yah. But Yahushua said unto them, if Yahweh were your father, ye would love me. For I proceeded forth and came from him. From Yah. He proceeded forth and came from him. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. He's in flesh. Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my words. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. It's the part. From the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar, and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. Which you convince me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me? He that is of the Most High heareth Yah's words. Ye therefore heard them not, because ye are not of Yah. So it's a spiritual border. That's clear, that's evident. It's a spiritual border. But what's the physical part? I just watched a video on that too. A brother was bringing out in Genesis with this topic, and was showing the distinction on the physical aspect of the serpent seed and who that is. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really give an answer to who particularly, but it just furthered my thoughts on this, because I've been thinking about it. But I ain't gonna keep holding. I ain't gonna keep holding that anymore. Okay. So boom. We got into the first 2 chapters, and they was basically about Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets. You know what I'm saying? The Ascension of Isaiah. That's what I'm gonna call it. And it's just the kicker. It's just the start, because after this, chapter 3, 4, and 5, I'm gonna go into the vision that Isaiah was given, and then how Manasseh ended up doing what the Antichrist was set up to do. You know what I'm saying? Because they operating in the same spirit, and that's the point. The Antichrist is going to operate in this same Judas spirit, in this same Manasseh spirit, in this same Ahab spirit. Jezebel, murderous spirit to kill the prophets of God, of Yah. And it's a beautiful story. So we gonna get into it next time. But this was just a teaser, a little first part. It might be 3 parts. It's 11 chapters. We only got through 2, so it's probably part 1 out of 3. Shalom.